Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shaquille, and today we're going on a journey to one of the most important moments in history. This was the time when America, after gaining independence, created its very first constitution, the foundation of the world's most powerful democracy today. Yes, we're talking about the story of the U.S. Constitution of 1787. But this constitution didn't come easily. Behind it were failures, disagreements, debates, and some brilliant compromises. So, let's dive into this historic journey. After American independence, the very first experiment was the Articles of Confederation, implemented in 1781. It was a document meant to keep the states loosely united while preserving their independence. But it soon became clear that this system was failing. Under it, the federal government had no power to raise an army, no authority to collect taxes, and no control over trade. Each state made its own laws, issued its own currency, and often clashed with its neighbors. This weak structure left America divided internally. In foreign affairs, too, the weakness was obvious. There was no strong central government to deal with Britain or other European powers. If an outside attack came, the federal government had no authority to unite the states for defense. This alarming situation forced state leaders to think. If a stronger, balanced constitution wasn't created, freedom itself could be lost. And that's what led to the Philadelphia Convention of 1787, where the effort to build a new and lasting system began. In May 1787, in a grand hall in Philadelphia, the famous Constitutional Convention took place. Delegates from 12 of the 13 states participated, and their initial goal was simply to reform the Articles of Confederation. But once the debates began, it became obvious that reforms wouldn't be enough. A completely new system was needed. The convention was presided over by George Washington, whose honesty and leadership made him a trusted figure for all. Leaders like James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, and Benjamin Franklin brought forward different ideas. The debates were often heated and emotional, sometimes making it seem like consensus would be impossible. But despite differences, everyone agreed on one thing. America needed a constitution that would unite the nation, protect the rights of states, and give the central government enough strength to stabilize the country. The atmosphere at Philadelphia was full of pressure and history-making moments. Debates ran day and night. The doors were shut to keep rumors from spreading outside. And inside, leaders poured all their wisdom, experience, and passion into laying the foundation of a new America. The architects of the Constitution are known as the Founding Fathers. They included George Washington, James Madison, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, and others. Each had different ideas and philosophies, but they all shared a common goal: to build a system that guaranteed both liberty and stability. George Washington's presence united everyone. He didn't speak often, but his very presence was symbolic. James Madison is called the father of the Constitution because he not only took the most detailed notes, but also played a central role in shaping its structure. Benjamin Franklin, though elderly, used his wisdom and humor to ease tense moments. Alexander Hamilton strongly supported a powerful central government that could make America strong on the global stage. These leaders came from diverse backgrounds, but they knew that unless they set aside personal differences, the new nation could never stay united. Their vision and sacrifices gave America the Constitution that still stands as a shining example for the world. One of the core principles they established was dividing government powers among different branches, so no single person or institution could become too powerful. This concept is called the separation of powers. The Constitution created three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. The legislative branch, Congress, makes the laws with its two chambers, the House of Representatives and the Senate. The executive branch, the President and Cabinet, enforces the laws and runs the government. The judicial branch, the courts, especially the Supreme Court, interprets laws and ensures they follow the Constitution. Alongside this, a system of checks and balances was introduced, so each branch could limit the others. For example, the President can veto a law, but Congress can override it with a 2/3 vote. Courts can strike down laws as unconstitutional. This entire framework was built to make sure America would never fall under a king or a dictator. Separation of powers became the cornerstone of democracy and the safeguard of individual liberty. Another fundamental principle was federalism, dividing government powers between two levels, federal and state governments. This was designed so the federal government wouldn't become so powerful that it destroyed state independence, and states wouldn't be so independent that the country fell apart. After the Revolution, states were proud of their independence and refused to accept any government that resembled monarchy. The Founding Fathers struck a careful balance. The federal government was given powers over defense, foreign policy, interstate trade, and national currency, issues where unity was essential. Meanwhile, states retained control over education, local laws, internal affairs, and civil rights. This structure allowed both levels to operate independently within constitutional limits. Federalism also had another advantage. States could experiment with policies, and others could learn from their successes or failures. Courts, especially the Supreme Court, were tasked with resolving disputes between federal and state powers. Federalism created a delicate balance between freedom and unity, one that still defines American democracy today. But perhaps the biggest and most difficult debate in Philadelphia was over representation in Congress. Large states like Virginia and Pennsylvania wanted representation based on population, so they'd get more seats. Small states like New Jersey and Delaware demanded equal representation, fearing they'd be dominated by larger ones. The conflict grew so intense that the convention nearly collapsed. Then came the brilliant solution known as the Great Compromise. Under this plan, Congress would have two chambers, the House of Representatives with seats based on population, and the Senate with equal representation. 2 senators per state, big or small. This compromise satisfied both large and small states and kept the process moving forward. But representation wasn't the only issue. Ratifying the Constitution itself was another huge challenge. Many feared the new federal government would become too powerful and limit individual freedoms. To win support, the Constitution's backers promised to add a Bill of Rights to guarantee fundamental liberties. Finally, after long debates and compromises, the Constitution was ratified in 1788, and America entered a new democratic era. The Great Compromise and the Constitution's adoption proved that even in deep disagreement, people can, through dialogue, wisdom, and flexibility, build a system strong enough to last generations. 20. So friends, this was the incredible story of the U.S. Constitution of 1787. From the failures of the Articles of Confederation to the successes of the Philadelphia Convention, from the Founding Fathers' vision to the principles of separation of powers, federalism, and the Great Compromise, all these pieces came together to create a constitution that remains a model for the world. The U.S. Constitution is not just words on paper. It's a living promise of unity, liberty, and justice. And that's why it has endured for more than 2 centuries, guiding future generations. If you enjoyed this historic journey, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. In the next video, we'll bring you another fascinating moment in history. Until then, take care, and goodbye.